Oh my God, we got a racism happening in Tennessee. Okay, in Livingston, Tennessee. Okay, Mayor Robert Hayes declares April Confederate History Month. Dun dun dun! That is so evil. Oh my God, what would the black people think? What would the black mayor who just signed this think? Okay. Like, we have so many different months that are just so stupidly assigned to things, so why not in Tennessee, okay? Just have a history month. You want to learn about slavery all the time, leftists? Well, now you have an entire fucking month dedicated to the Confederacy. Let's see how many fucking heads spin around on this one. A black Tennessee mayor obviously internalizing his white supremacy declared April Confederate History Month while surrounded by white members of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. Oh my God, he was surrounded by white people. It's like we never left the Civil War, which say it celebrates the history of the Confederacy while denouncing racism. Yeah, that's what a racist would say. Livingston Mayor Curtis Hayes, who appears to be a nonpartisan with no record of a party affiliation, signed the proclamation last week with members of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, SCV. That was oddly difficult to say. It is a Tennessee-based group comprised of male descendants of the Confederate soldiers. Yeah, no shit. We could kind of figure that out by the, the name of the group, Sons of Confederate Veterans. But whatever. The Confederate States of America succeeded. It should be seceded, but whatever, to each their own, from the United States in 1861. So how did that work out? Is America a bifurcated country? No? Oh, okay. Following the inauguration of Abraham Lincoln, whose southern states believed would free the slaves that ran the agricultural economy. It was a little bit more nuanced than that, but obviously everything in history is just all about racism and slavery, right? So you can just boil it down to that stupidity, whatever, tomato. The Confederacy ultimately lost the Civil War. Oh my God, did anybody know? Did you guys know that? Somebody should have told the reporters. The bloodiest in American history. Yeah, it was only fought by Americans. Wouldn't it make sense? In 1865, it was dissolved back into the United States. No, but I thought apparently you guys said that it succeeded. Idiots. The Sons members described the Civil War as the Second American Revolution. Yeah, some other scholars have as well. Meant to preserve liberty and freedom, and state that the group is benevolent, non-political, non-racial, and non-sectarian. Again, can we find a fucking copy editor for this? Because Christ almighty, your selective editing leaves a lot to be fucking desired, because very few words are being properly, sourced from context, but even fewer are just, grammatically correct, because you have a fucking quotation at the beginning of benevolent, and then it doesn't end at all. And then just a new quote begins, the Sons of Confederate Veterans neither embraces nor espouses acts or ideologies of racial and religious bigotry, and further condemns the misuse of its sacred symbols and flags to conduct the same, according to the group's website. Yeah, it seems like they just want to preserve history and, be proud of their own heritage. How about that? What's so bad about that? Despite the group's claims, it has repeatedly been criticized. Cool. Idiots criticize a group that doesn't do anything fucking wrong for allegedly trying to push the narrative that slavery wasn't at the forefront of the Civil War. No, it's more fucking nuanced than that, okay? And eventually, hey, spoiler alert, slavery was going to eventually come out of vogue, okay? Like, it was written, if you read the Federalist Papers, and this is a Canadian telling you about American history, you read the Federalist Papers, they wanted to, okay? The Founding Fathers wanted to abolish slavery at the time. They knew it wasn't going to be popular. They knew it wasn't going to be possible. But give it another 100 years, okay? Give it enough time, and eventually technology is going to catch up. And yes, the cotton gin was coming out, and it was just going to become infeasible to have slaves as opposed to just a technological advancement. So given enough time, slavery would have been abolished one way or another. It was already working its way through the remainder of the British Empire, okay? Because Britain was the first country, or rather United Kingdom, right? We'll just use the proper terminology. The United Kingdom abolished slavery, and then the second place on earth to abolish it on a wide scale was the United States. So I don't know what to tell you, kids, but the fact that maybe they want to have a discussion about all of the nuances and all the different issues that brought a civil war, maybe they want to have that discussion instead of just go, no, it was all about racism and slavery. Maybe they have something to say about that, and those are kind of fair points to bring up. But no, it was just all about white people being bad, and you should just criticize them for that. Hayes' office and the CV did not immediately respond to the Daily Mail's request for comment. Hey, we want to know if you guys are racist or not. Can you please respond to us? Hayes, who has served as mayor for more than 15 years, has previously been recognized by the NAACP, receiving the group's Diversity Award at the Cookeville Branch's Freedom Fund Award program last year. Livingston mayor is not the first to recognize April as Confederate History Month. So what's the news about this? As a slew of municipalities across the South have celebrated it since 1994. As of 2022, Mississippi Republican Governor Tate Reeves commemorated the Confederacy this April despite retiring the Confederate battle emblem from the state flag in 2020. Like a bitch. Like a fucking bitch. It's your history. It's your flag, okay? It's not like you're fucking wrapping up black people by the neck and fucking hanging them for trees, for Christ's sakes. It's a fucking flag. Get over it if you're triggered by it. I don't know, just go back to your college course, you bitch. Reeves said that he wanted to keep the tradition alive, as previous governors had done, but proclamations failed to mention slavery. It doesn't have to, okay? Just get over it, okay? Everybody else has, except for a couple of speds that are out there. Mississippi's chief reason as to why it's seceded from the United States. Mississippi's secession's ordinance in 1861 read, "Our position is thoroughly identified with the institution of slavery, the greatest material interest of the world." Nice selective editing there, I can see there with a little dash and shit, but whatever, okay. That was Mississippi's reason, okay, if you can just take that on face value. But I'm pretty sure it was more than just Mississippi, because what was the capital of the Confederacy? That was in Virginia, which is just like Mississippi, right? Retards. Reeves and Hayes move to preserve the history of the Confederacy comes amid a movement to remove monuments of the Southern Army across the United States by fucking activist cunts who want to whitewash history, which critics claim galvanizes those who fought to preserve slavery in America in a war that claimed more than 620,000 lives. Yeah, we know. In 2020, then Governor Blackface Ralph Northam of Virginia made the decision to remove the 21-foot-tall bronze statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee 10 days after George Floyd's killing because, Robert E. Lee killed George Floyd? Did Robert E. Lee create fentanyl? I can't... Wow, that's a new discovery. The statue was erected in 1890, 25 years after the end of the Civil War and 20 years after Lee's death. Yeah, but it has to go now because some fucking drug addict in Minneapolis, just in the backyard of Virginia, fucking finally shuffled out. Yeah, no, for the rest of this article, they're just going to tell you how they have their interpretation of the facts from the Civil War, but hey man, it's still a very proud tradition that's down there in some southern states where they do their Civil War reenactments. I've been hearing about it for as long as I've been alive, and yeah, it seems a little bit weird why you'd want to reenact something where you guys lost so decisively, but no, that's totally fucking up to you, I guess. The part of history, okay, you recognize it, and that's what the mayor is embracing, okay? That's what the people want, that's what he's doing. What's the fucking problem? Get over yourselves, you fucking weirdos. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.